Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. If you're new to the channel, everything I do for you is free. I share my experience as a full-time crypto trader with 20 years plus experience trading across many markets. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently trading at 39,599, up 3.66%. Ethereum trading at 2278, up 0.02%. Let's have a look at the Ethereum tokens. My goal is to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Thank you to our moderators, keeping our community safe from scammers. We can see basically there's not really that much moving inside the Ethereum tokens at the moment. There's very light action. Mainly around the plus and minus 1%. Nothing's really happening at the moment. THR is doing very well. We need to look into that one. I'd like to introduce you to Rule 16. Success is often counterintuitive. You say, Ken, what does this mean? Bitcoin and all cryptos tend to move around quite a lot. Let's go back to around the 7th of April, just before the peak. Bitcoin moved up 17%, then moved down nearly 28%, then up about 24.5%, then down nearly 10%, then up 13%, then it came down 49.5% over 11 days, and then it came up 43% in one day. And then it went down nearly 28% over 3 days. And then it came up 31%. I'll just zoom in here a little bit more for you. And then it went down 18%, up 18.5, down 21, up 24, down 10, up nearly 20, down 31, up 23. You can see these price movements are very spiky. Down about 10.5, up 22, down 11, up 10, down 10, up 7, down nearly 11, up 5, down 10, and now the current price action, up 39.73%. The interesting thing to note is many people would have thought after this big reduction of 50%, there were absolutely no opportunities in the market. They're there every day. It just takes a system. Success is often counterintuitive. What this means is many people thought that when this retracement occurred, there were no opportunities to trade in the market. We just simply had to wait for it to repair. That is not the case. You can see how many opportunities there were trading in and out, in and out. I've devoted my life to determining the system to trading in and out of these particular opportunities. I'll share the foundations across these videos to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. There is a little bit of instability across the markets currently. Let's use Rule 174, the T-cube method, trend, timing, and trigger. We're going to focus on the trend. We're going to go quite quickly. This was covered off in episode 151. It's there in far more detail. I'm just going to skip through things really quickly. Using Rule 1112, we look at the true trend. We keep our eye on the 1 year return, Bitcoin, gold, S&P 500. We can see Bitcoin is doing quite well. We notice from realized cap hodl waves that we've got a couple of waves to go. We notice from Nupal that we've not reached euphoria yet. From the number of transfers to exchanges, all exchanges of Bitcoin, we're not seeing a spike. That means we've got a way to go. Now we use Rule 193 to check the stock markets. We focus our attention initially on the US markets because they account for around $56 out of every $100 put into all stock markets globally. We see the US economy is in early stage recovery. We're always monitoring anything that can go wrong with the stock market and Bitcoin and gold. We're establishing an early warning system. We see COVID cases increased over the past 7 days by 3,768,184. There was a 43% week-on-week increase in the US. We're looking for these numbers to come down. Indonesia -13 is good. UK -31 is good. Iran is picking up. France +97%, not so good. Malaysia and Thailand and Turkey not doing too well. Mexico +27, Colombia -34. We can also look in terms of population. We can see Chinese cases increasing, India decreasing slightly, US, Indonesia, Pakistan +5%, Nigeria +81, Bangladesh -19. We're just keeping our eye on things. Japan +45%, Ethiopia +57, Philippines +22. Globally, we can see the number of daily cases. We had the first wave, the second wave, we're in the third wave. Hopefully this decreases. Cases across the world in total, 195,126,326. In episode 151, we covered off all of these data points. I'm not going to go into those right now. We just need to basically look at how the market is acting and reacting right now. The 10-year interest rate, T-note, Treasury note, is below resistance. Let's have a look at the corporate bond ETF. That's below resistance. The TLT, the 20+ year Treasury bond, is above support in a channel, in an uptrend. The TNX, below resistance. The TYX, the 30-year Treasury bond yield, just basically at support. The VIX is currently increasing just a tad, but it is showing fear inside the market. The NASDAQ 100 is just holding that support. We had stronger than expected earnings from Microsoft, Alphabet, Google's main company parent, Apple and Pfizer. Let's have a look at the other major indices. S&P just coming down but showing a little bit of strength there. The Russell 2000 hitting resistance, backing off, under resistance. The Dow Jones under resistance. Now we'll turn to the global stock markets. The China Shanghai Composite Index underneath resistance. The China Technology Index underneath resistance. We have a look at the UK underneath that resistance in a channel. The Kospi, the Korean stock market, just decreasing in power but still at support. The Sensex, India's stock market, above support. The Nikkei, just seeking to get above that resistance, but it's looking reasonably strong, a bit of a downtrend, but looking like it has strength. The Germany stock market, the DAX, at resistance. The CAC 40, France's stock market, exceeding the resistance and turning it to support, doing a retest. Italy's stock market doing pretty much the same, retest of this particular resistance, seeking to turn it to support. Singapore stock market at support. Australian stock market at support. Let's have a look through the FANG stocks. Facebook, a little bit wobbly, but above support. Apple, selling down through here, but showing some degree of strength, wanting to get back up. Amazon, we can see a downtrend has begun. Netflix, underneath resistance, but increasing in value. Google, just consolidating back to that now support line. Microsoft doing the same. at support. Nvidia showing a little bit of weakness, but above support. Same with Square. Let's have a look at Tesla, just consolidating in that support range. We look at Bitcoin doing very, very well. And there was a little bit of information that I put in just the latest video. That's episode 152. I believe Tether is being pushed into Bitcoin to support its current rally. Total crypto market cap, currently 1.524 trillion, is above this resistance. Let's look into the funds. We can see Grayscale Bitcoin Trust performing quite well. These follow Bitcoin. Whatever Bitcoin's doing, these are doing as well. Bitcoin Fund Canada above resistance on an uptrend. The same with CoinShares Physical Bitcoin. Purpose Bitcoin ETF performing strongly. ARK Innovation ETF below resistance. ARKW Next Generation Internet below resistance here, but finding a degree of support. Let's have a look at the crypto stocks. Bitcoin Group getting above that resistance. Let's have a look at Voyager Digital, just at resistance. Hive Blockchain coming up on support. Bitfarms seeking to turn this area to support. Argo Blockchain making a good play, strong support. Coinbase also making a good play. Galaxy Digital, they're all increasing as we would expect, because that's the nature of Bitcoin. It's affecting the stock market as well. Marathon Digital getting up to this level of resistance. Riot Blockchain, just like Mara, they tend to move in the same direction. MicroStrategy, Mara and Riot, same idea. Silvergate Capital above that support. Bit Digital rallying strongly. Let's turn to our early warning defense system. Airlines at support. If COVID becomes a problem, the airlines will sell off dramatically. This is a real early warning sign. So far, so good. Let's look at transportation. Transportation is selling off. We need to keep our eye on this. Utilities breached resistance, coming in for the retest. Gold underneath this resistance. This is a really good thing. If we were anticipating a problem, gold would be rallying like it always does. Silver selling off, but trying to get back up to this support, which is now resistance. Copper selling off back to support. Lumber continuing down. China coal futures kind of midway in that channel. Brent oil holding support. Light crude just starting to waver a bit. Light crude seems to be a little bit more economically sensitive. And let's have a look at the DXY. The DXY has a level of resistance through here. It's seeking to turn that into support. Throughout my many decades of trading, I've accumulated literally thousands of rules. These rules were as a result of losses and trying to teach myself to be profitable. I share these secret rules with you because I want you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Rule number 4, price moves in waves. This is a really, really important rule. Let's have a look at crypto total market cap. Total market cap is 1.524 trillion. We can see a really good uptick here. Fantastic. Literally, it's gone, crypto as a market has gone from 1.161 trillion all the way up to 1.524 trillion right now. Price is always moving in a wave. It's going down, then up, then down, then up, then down. You get the idea. Now what's happening here? We're seeing a really, really big upwave. What do we expect? Do we expect that it will just keep on going forever? No. Price is always moving in a wave. When price comes down, that's just healthy. When it goes up, that's healthy too. It's really all about balance. As you saw earlier, Bitcoin's price has been on a bit of a tear recently. There could be some reasons for that. In the Tether video that I talked about, Tether is potentially being investigated by the Department of Justice. It's a potential investigation. We'll wait and see what actually happens, but it's pretty important to know that Tether is such an important part of the crypto ecosystem that what may be happening here is Tether being redistributed into Bitcoin. You notice that it's not really happening on any of the other cryptos. They're very subdued. It's quite intriguing. It's a pretty rare phenomenon. Bitcoin is currently trading at 39,707. It has structural resistance above at 40,741 and 41,555. It has support below at 39,235 and 38,290. Let's have a look at Bitcoin's total revenue over the past 90 days. It's $207 million. When looking at Bitcoin all exchanges estimated leveraging ratio, we see that there was a lot of leverage put into the system, but now decreasing. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin futures markets. We can see the perpetual, mainly long. Let's have a look at futures. We can see some short behavior coming in here. Let's go across to options and see the options expiring at the end of the month. Max pain level, the point at which, or the price at which most options expire worthless, is 35,000. Let's move across to Ethereum. Ethereum is currently trading at 22.79, has support below at 22.53.90 and 21.78.80. It has resistance above at 23.04.46 and 23.87 even is structural resistance. Looking at Ethereum's estimated leverage ratio, we can see it's been increasing but just recently came down. Let's have a look at the total revenue for Ethereum over the past 90 days. It's $1.4 billion. Turning to perpetuals in Ethereum, we can see predominantly short. Let's have a look at the futures, the same. Checking out the Ethereum options expiring at the end of the month, we can see max pain price is still at $2,200. Over the past 24 hours, there's been 366.59 million in liquidations to 57,263 traders. Over the past 12 hours, about 60% of liquidations were short. If we look at the scale of liquidations, they're not major like we see back here. Let's zoom into the 15-minute. We can see some short liquidations, predominantly short, pushing the price higher. I'd like to share Rule 19 with you, sharp angles reverse. When we look at psychological safety and liquidations, we can see Bitcoin's price has been on a tear. What do we know? Sharp angles reverse. It's the nature of all price action. It's really important to keep this in mind. The current fear and greed index is 50, which is neutral. We've been tracking the max pain level from 36,000 for Bitcoin to 35,000 to 34,000 back to 35,000. Even though all this price increase has occurred, there's not any real change in max pain price. Because of Tether issues, we really must pay attention to stablecoins now more than ever. Stablecoin supply ratio SSR oscillator is showing stablecoins are being deployed into Bitcoin. If there are any problems with Tether, we would expect the Tether USD circulating supply to start dropping out and going either to coins such as Bitcoin or other stable coins. Therefore, we're keeping an eye on USD coin circulating supply because it could potentially absorb Tether. It is the second largest stable coin, coming in at about half the value of Tether currently. It's good to know that USD coin doesn't suffer from the issues that Tether is suffering from now. Probably Circle understood USDC is USD Circle. I think that's helpful. Circle understood the problems that Tether was encountering, so it's made its auditing very, very apparent and very transparent of its holdings. It does that every month. We're just going to start tracking the USD futures market, perpetual and futures. We don't have very much volume here, so it's not too significant, but if there is a problem with Tether, it will become greater volume. So that's what we're really looking at. There's only about 2.61 million here in perpetuals. Let's have a look at futures. About 8 million long. Nothing really to be concerned about with Tether on that front. The top 7, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether at 61.8 billion, Binance Coin, Cardano, XRP, and USD Coin coming in at 27.2 billion. Let's have a look at the top 24-hour gainers: XRP, Waves, Decred, AMP, Helium, Dash, and Cello. Let's go the other way. Top 24-hour percent losses: Axie Infinity, Flow, Near, The Graph, Engine Coin, Yearn Finance, and Stacks. The greatest 7-day percent gainers: Axie Infinity, AMP, OKB, Luna, Telcoin, Anchor, and Theta. Let's go the other way. Greatest losses: Leo, SHIB, Rune, KCS, MDX, The Graph, and DAI. Moving across to Binance derivatives, 24-hour trading volume is 75 billion. 24-hour open interest is around 6.9 billion. Looking at the change in the price of the contract in the past 24 hours, we can see Bitcoin around 4.4%. ETH under 1%. This is explaining why ETH is not taking off. Let's have a look at some others. XRPs showing a lot of interest at 10%. Axie Infinity going down about 11%. These percentage indicators give us some kind of understanding of what price is moving where in the crypto market. We can see a very big lack of interest across many of these coins. Lena up 15.6%, Waves 9.2%, Storage 13.3%. Let's have a look for other ones. Really not too much at all. And checking out the futures. Let's check out BNB's technical. Binance Coin currently trading at 313.37, above support at 309 and 302.71, resistance at 318.46 and 327.48. Cardano currently trading at 128.54, support below at 126.28 and structural support at 124.11, resistance at 131.15 and 133.43. Let's have a look at XRP. Wow, XRP wants to party. It's gone up very nicely. XRP is currently trading at 70.95, resistance above at 71.49 and 74.39, support below at 68.99 and 67.40. Doge is currently holding support, trading at 20.500, resistance above at 21.095 and 22.200, support below at 19.990 and 18.753. Polkadot is currently trading at 14,339, support below 14,023 and 13,516, resistance above 14,748 and 15,357. Chainlink currently trading at 19,025, resistance above 19,498 and 19,966, support below at 18,146 and 17,653. Rule 39, patience always. Buy support, sell resistance. Patience is a very, very difficult lesson to learn. People want to just pull the trigger. It's very understandable. The problem is, price always moves in a wave. It's always going up and down. If you buy at support, and you can raise your support levels if you feel price is getting away from you, that's fine. But always understand that sharp spikes reverse. We see it all the time in the market. If you're just patient, these things will fill. Solana is currently trading at 28,196, above support at 27,439 and 26,100, resistance above at 28,567 and $30 even. Theta is currently trading at 5,720. It has structural resistance above at 5,816 and around currently the 6,069 level. It has support below structurally at 5,374 and normal support at 5,064. Polygon is currently trading at 1,00801. It has structural resistance above at 1,05585 and normal resistance at 1,12672. It has support below at 95,360 and 93,512. It's really interesting. I look at this chart and you have a look at the behavior of Bitcoin and you have a look at the behavior of the alts. It just doesn't add up. This kind of pattern is playing out against just about every alt. We see not a lot of follow through. This higher high in Bitcoin here for Polygon, for Matic. Another higher high. Look, this is a lower high. This is very, very strange behavior. I just like to point that out to you. To me, it doesn't make sense. I asked a lot of people, I said to the community, do you focus on just the coins or the coins that you have, or do you focus on coins that you don't own? And most people came back with the concept, we just focus on what we have, which is quite normal when you start out. When you become really, really experienced, you realize that looking across many is a fantastic way to safeguard your investment. I think that this really helps. If you don't have Matic, it helps to understand how all the majors are playing. If there's any divergence, these things are really, really important. Many members of the community said that they're looking at many now. I'm just so proud of everyone. That's the right way to go. Well done. You can see the same kind of behavior in VET as well. Bitcoin making a higher high, but no follow through. This may help, just putting Bitcoin's fingerprint there. You see that higher than this? This is suppressed in VET. Look, this is actually coming down where Bitcoin is going up. It is very strange behavior. I think it's caused by Tether. VeChain is currently trading at 82.30. It has resistance above at 84.65 and 87.80. Structural support below at 80.45 and normal support at 75.24. Looking at Aave, we can see that higher high with Bitcoin's fingerprint isn't playing out. There's a divergence. Let me show you what I mean. Here's Bitcoin's fingerprint. You can see that higher high in Bitcoin and another higher high. These alts are collapsing against Bitcoin. This is not normal behavior. Rule 56, don't seek tops or bottoms. This is a critical rule. And it's been a long time in the investing and trading industry. I know that. I kind of asked anybody in the community if they ever heard of someone saying this, because we all tend to know it, but never can remember who told us. Anyway, the problem with tops is that they occur after we know they're a top. A bottom occurs after we know it's a bottom. That is the reason that professionals don't even care about tops or bottoms. We don't try to extract every single cent or dollar or euro out of anything. We just manage the sweet spot in between. That's the focus to help you to do that. That will make you a lot of money and more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Let's have a look at AVAX. AVAX is currently trading at 12,292, resistance above at 12,513 and 12,908, support below at 12,091 and 11,702. Let's have a look at Quant. Quant is currently trading at 94,174. It's holding this support line quite well. Let's have a look at Bitcoin's fingerprint. We can see Quant actually following Bitcoin's fingerprint directionally. It's important to understand the direction component, showing strength here. Now we see that it hasn't reached a higher high here. Let me just turn that off and show you. You see there, it's not a higher high. It should be up here if it's following properly. But none of the alts are following Bitcoin properly. I think Bitcoin is experiencing an unusual situation at the moment. I'd like to share Rule 59 with you. Do not be greedy. Until I had this rule, I lost a lot of money in the markets. Something would go up, I'd be doing really well, but I would hold it too long. It would turn against me. Now, what does do not be greedy really mean? There's an incredible story that the brothers Grimm wrote in 1812 called The Fisherman and His Wife. It's a really interesting fairy tale. The concept is that a fisherman lives by the sea with his wife. He goes one day to do the fishing and he catches a flounder. This flounder is actually a magical prince. And the fish talks to the fisherman and says, "Set me free." And so he's a kind fisherman and he does so. He sets the flounder free. And then he goes back to the cottage, this hovel by the sea, really run-down shack, and he tells his wife about this incredible fish that can talk. And the wife says, "Go back, catch the fish and ask him to grant you a wish for a nice house for us." And the farmer goes back. He notices the sea is a bit choppier than what it was previously when he caught the fish first. And he manages to catch the fish, the flounder. And the flounder says, "Just go home again. She already has it." And the fisherman releases the flounder. Now the wife's in a beautiful home. And she says, I want you to go back and I want the fish, the prince, to make you a king. So the fisherman goes back and the sea is much choppier now. And he finally catches the flounder again. And the flounder says, "Just go home again. You already have it." And then the fisherman goes home and he's king. The wife says, "No, you need to go back and ask for more and more and more." The fisherman knows this is really wrong, but he can't argue with his wife. So over time, he gets more and more concerned that he's asking too much. And he says, wife, just be content with what we have. It's already good enough. But the wife is not content at all. Eventually, the wife wishes to command the sun, the moon, and the heavens. She sends her husband back to the flounder with the wish that she wants to become equal to God. Now, instead of the flounder saying, yes, this time, the fish says she is sitting in her old hovel again. The sea became calm, and they lived, the fisherman and his wife lived there in that rundown shack, and that was the extent of their wealth. Now, this is really a story about greed. Greed, the wife represented greed in this story. It's an interesting concept. We can all get trapped in this concept where greed says, no, just get more, just get an extra $1, get an extra 10, get an extra 100%, 2, 3, 4, 5, just become king, become a god. It doesn't work like that. Everything exists in balance and equilibrium. It's really important to understand that enough is enough. When you are trading and investing, you just want to create a scenario where you can keep what you get. If you know how to set sail on crypto's rocky seas, turbid seas, you can do extremely well. There are incredible gains to be made, but the key is always don't be greedy. It's incredibly important to just say, enough is enough. I'm happy with this. That's what we do when we buy at support. We're not greedy. We're not trying to chase after things. We're patient. The markets are built on patience. If you have patience, you will win. If you have discipline, you will win. I hope you found this content useful. Everything I do for you is free. Please be aware of scammers. Thank you to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers. It's really appreciated. I do these videos to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from. And of course, if you have any questions. If you'd like twice daily updates, 7 days a week on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube. And you can join Facebook and Discord. We have 100% free groups there. You can also follow me on Twitter. Crypto is volatile. Please prepare yourself for the best and the worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.